Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel, and I've got a couple stories for you in this very latest Moon Lambo hot jam, including this one from Crypto News Flash. Ripple launches $250 million fund for NFT community building on XRP Ledger. And so, look, this is more evidence that Ripple has no plans of going away despite the SEC lawsuit against them. The company is expanding and they're targeting new use cases for the XRP ledger. And I've got a number of things to say about this, but it is fantastic to see this. And the XRP ledger is so perfectly suited for this, as I will highlight. Oh, I also want to talk about this. Here's a headline from Crypto News Flash. Songbird successfully completes its 10-day observation mode. Have you guys been paying attention to this? It's interesting functionally what has happened, and so far, at least to this point, Songbird has been a success from a technical perspective, but also in terms of price, and I did mention this in my last video, but it's moving up if you've not been paying attention. I'll briefly touch on that towards the later part of this video, but I do want to be clear first that I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos all up on the internets about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby, just for fun. That's all that's going on here, damn it. And so this headline, $250 million, that's some serious financial incentive here. And if you've been following the Moon Lambo channel, then perhaps you're not surprised that this incredible headline even exists. I've been talking about this for over half a year at this point, or maybe just shy of half a year, I suppose, because it became clear, I want to say maybe it was like mid-April or so. It was around the time when XRP this year ran up to close to $2. When we first saw public statements from Ripple that they were very interested in the NFT market, and specifically they saw a place for the XRP ledger in it, which is good too for XRP holders because mind you, well, there are a number of reasons, not the least of which is if the XRP ledger is getting used for multiple things, like, doesn't it make it more likely that it's not going to go extinct? Doesn't it make it more likely that the XRP ledger, if it's being used for a number of different reasons, number of different use cases, it's going to be around in perpetuity? And don't you think that as a result will be good for XRP, the native digital asset? To me, the firm answer is yes. But here is the headline from July 8th this year. Can Ripple be a player in the NFT world? And I wanted to highlight just a couple parts of this because it's interesting. This is before the big news that we got just yesterday about $250 million getting thrown into this endeavor. In an interview with Decrypt, Ripple executive Monica Long described NFTs as, quote, something we're betting on, end quote, and said the XRP ledger is a natural fit for inscribing NFT ownership. In particular, she pointed to the ledger's very low costs and built-in decentralized exchange. So let me just pause there to note, the XRP ledger is the first blockchain to have a built-in decentralized exchange. And so back then, there was no such terminology as non-fungible token. There was no such terminology of tokenizing this or that. So even though, from a technical perspective, we are talking about the tokenization of really anything on the planet. You can tokenize anything and put it on the XRP ledger. And even though that is what we're talking about, back when this was created, there was no such term. And so Ripple is just calling them IOUs because you can put something on the ledger and it could be represented by something in the real world. So whatever the token is, even though they didn't use the word token, the IOU would be representative of something else in the physical world. And so they've been changing that language over the last few years, in particular, as the crypto sphere has matured and adopted its own vernacular on this topic, and as it should, of course, but it is the same thing. And it's amazing with how technologically superior the XRP ledger is compared to other blockchains. Even knowing it's been around for almost a decade, it's still the best, literally hands down, the best blockchain, and XRP is the best cryptocurrency that can be used for payments in general. Why isn't the adoption happening on the XRP ledger? Well, that's something that Ripple's seeking to change here. And then they write the following. On the cost question, Long appears to have a point. those who plan to mint NFTs on Ethereum often face an unpleasant surprise when they are socked with high gas fees, which are a form of transaction tax. In contrast, Long says using the cost of writing to the XRP ledger is more like half a penny. So, folks, you can do the same thing on the XRP ledger, and it's something that's got a proven track record. It's technologically stable. Again, run for close to a full decade, and it costs almost nothing for these transactions. Why would you use something else, right? It's just fascinating. And so then you go to this piece from today. Ripple launches $250 million fund for NFT community building on the XRP ledger. And let me say this before I even start reading select parts of this. Like, you know, people that are Ripple and XRP haters, they like to give Ripple a hard time for offering monetary incentives for anything. But I gotta tell you, I'm a fan of monetary incentives because it's hard to get people to adopt new technologies. It just is. And so if the underlying technology is not actually good, you can throw money at it, and some people in the short term will adopt it. And then when the money goes away, they'll stop using it if it's not actually solving a real world problem. And so, you know, the good news here is that the XRP ledger is perfectly suited for this. That is why Ripple's investing so much money in this in the first place. But as a result of that, it brings more people in. And fine, if the reason is the money, fine, you know, come for the money, stay because it actually freaking works, right? You know what I'm saying? So to the people that are naysayers, because it's the same thing with on-demand liquidity. There have been financial incentives for on-demand liquidity, people to utilize XRP as a bridge currency. But this has happened throughout history when it comes to technology adoption. Ripple's not the first to do this, and it has been proven to be a successful business strategy. So again, you have to have actual technology that people will find useful, and if money gets them in the door, great. And then you don't need incentives once it works, and then if things start to snowball, you know, if you look at a technology bell curve, eventually things start to really take off. So if it's genuinely useful, then the fact that Ripple is incentivizing with money, it's not going to, they don't, well, first of all, they won't have to do it forever, but it's a good thing. So anyway, the piece reads as follows. Ripple is creating its own NFT community. The company announced Wednesday a whopping $250 million fund to support NFT creators, marketplace developers, and NFT support agencies on its centralized blockchain ecosystem, XRP Ledger. I didn't catch that the first time I read it. Centralized blockchain ecosystem. Wow, I guess I read through it too quick. Thumbs down on that crypto news flash. Holy hell. I read that right, didn't I? Let me read that one more time. Ripple is creating its own NFT community. The company announced Wednesday a whopping $250 million fund to support NFT creators, marketplace developers, and NFT support agencies on its centralized blockchain ecosystem. Yeah, I did read that right. Wow, I really didn't catch that. I guess I was reading it kind of fast. I did not catch that the first time. XRP is supremely decentralized. Ripple has no special permissions over the XRP ledger. Who wrote this? Bernice Nyamabura? I don't know how to say that. I'm not familiar with this individual. That's regrettable. Yeah, that's absolutely incorrect. The rest of the article I actually thought was pretty good. That's the reason I wanted to highlight it on the channel. I missed that. That's rather regrettable, though. Anyway, dubbed Ripple's Creator Fund, the fund will ignite the global creator economy and blockchain developer communities. According to Ripple, the Creator Fund will enable developers to create a new era of tokenization that will transform how people buy, sell, and manage all kinds of assets. And here's a quote. We're incredibly excited to launch our $250 million Creator Fund to enable creators to explore new use cases for NFTs on the XRP ledger and engage more deeply with the communities they care about. And so the piece continues, the fund will specifically offer 3 kinds of support to interested developers. Technical support to integrate with the XRP ledger, co-marketing and creative agency support, and promotion and access to the XRP ledger marketplace. Ripple also said the XRP ledger, one of the fastest and most sustainable public blockchains, it's public now. I thought it was just some sort of centralized thing, though. Is it centralized public? Is that how you want to word it? Anyway, it's highly suitable for bringing about a state-of-the-art NFT experience. Ripple partnered with the NFT marketplace Mintable, a Polygon cross-chain platform Mint NFT, and Chicago-based creative agency VSA Partners to deliver its outline benefits. Yeah, and so all of that I had reported on in the Fast. And so I just got to ask you, what do you think is going to happen? And what is this going to mean for XRP? This is real-world adoption that actually functionally matters. And so Ripple continues to go in this direction. Again, XRP and the XRP ledger is at the core of everything that Ripple does. And it should be. They're the largest stakeholder of XRP. Of course, they're going to do everything they can to foster a healthy XRP ecosystem. And so this is just further proof of that. And so despite all the silliness that's happened with the SEC going after them, it's fantastic to see this. And this is a growing market. Like, NFTs are not going to go away. I think it's going to be really messy. A lot of these platforms where there are seemingly thriving NFT ecosystems, a lot of them will go the way of the dodo, which is to say that they shall go extinct. But and it's messy to figure this out. And actually, I'll mention this too because I found this interesting. But going back to that Decrypt piece from July, I think I need to go a little bit further down here. They were highlighting a concern. Yeah, here we go. Take a look at this. They were talking about what Ripple jumping into the space, and then also Solana, separate blockchain. They said that this could paradoxically threaten the nascent industry of NFTs. Check this out. It is an interesting concept. Check this out. The reason is that non-fungible tokens, NFTs, by their nature, are supposed to be unique. It may be easy to replicate things on the internet, but an artifact rendered as an NFT is registered such that it is one of a kind. The problem with using multiple blockchains to inscribe NFTs is that it creates the risk of artists and others offering the same unique digital artifact in more than one place. Such a situation would be akin to a homeowner using competing title offices to sell the same property to multiple buyers. Yeah, and so, look, that's a legitimate concern right there. And I've also said, too, in addition to that concern, so many blockchains that exist today, they're not going to be around in, I don't know, when are they going to start to go away? I don't know if it'll be a year or 2 or 3 or 5 or 10 or how long. Eventually, most of the cryptocurrencies and blockchains out today, they're not going to be adopted. There's way more cryptocurrencies and blockchains than we need to solve the problems that need to be solved out there. I think most of these are going to go away. So then you might be thinking, okay, at least I've thought about this. What about the NFTs out there that have current market prices? Like, if these blockchains go away, what does that mean? Scary proposition. So maybe there'd be a technological solution, but probably. Actually, there will be. Here's what it's going to look like. They kind of delve into it a little bit here. Check out this next part of this article where they're talking about the concern of having basically multiple copies of something that's supposed to be unique. And so, according to Long, that's executive at Ripple, Monica Long, there is currently an unspoken honor system among the big NFT players to prevent such a scenario from occurring. So you're talking about, again, preventing having the same non-fungible token on multiple platforms. But in the long term, she says the solution will turn on achieving the holy grail of interoperability, a task that will entail a formal mechanism to acknowledge authenticity across multiple blockchains and ledgers. Yeah, and so from a technical perspective, I don't know what that's going to look like, but that's probably a bit off into the future. But yes, she's hitting the nail on the head there. I think eventually humans will figure this out. I just don't know exactly what the solution is going to look like. It's too early on to know that. But it's a clear problem. Like, this is a problem that is certainly being recognized here. On to the next topic now. Songbird successfully completes its 10-day observation mode. Flare's Canary Network Songbird has completed its first 10 days in observation mode following its September 16th launch. The coming of Songbird is aimed at enabling Turing-complete smart contracts on any blockchain without smart contract features. And as planned, the Songbird will undergo 3 test phases to strengthen the protocols underlying Flare Network's eventual launch. And so I've talked about this before, and I noted that on the 27th, trading went live for the Songbird token for the first time in history. It's only on one exchange right now, which is BitTrue. They are all over this. And so a couple things to say about this. First, as far as the price action, as I record this, the Songbird's sitting at 59 cents per token. Upon launch, we saw it in the first minute ramp up to, it just wicked up to like 90 cents and immediately came back down. And prices bob around the 30 cent region for some time. I saw it as low as 30 cents the other day. And so now it's up about 100% from there, which is why I think it'd be really interesting to see where this thing ends up by the end of this market cycle. At some point, I think this is going to go parabolic just like every other coin. So I'm just going to hang on to mine. I know a lot of people are selling theirs. Not everybody. There are plenty of people that want to put it to work and earn a passive income worth it too. And so whatever you want to do, go for it. I'm not telling you to buy or sell or hold. I just find this all very interesting and seeing where this brand new token that's only traded on one platform on the planet, which is Bitrue, just seeing where it's going. And it's definitely fascinating to see. Now, a lot of you are also not so happy that you haven't received your Songbird tokens from the exchanges where you were holding your XRP during the December 2020 snapshot of the XRP ledger. I hear you. I do hear you. Now, I still be shocked if every exchange that signed up for the Spark token distribution, if they don't also distribute the Songbird tokens, I'd be shocked. Because the public backlash from not supporting it would be bad. And so I don't know the internal reasons for the delay from so many exchanges, but I'm cautiously optimistic that what is right will be done, which is you're all going to get the Songbird tokens that you're owed. And so here's Mr. BXRP on Twitter wrote the following: "Dear exchanges, I recognize that Songbird was dropped in your lap last minute like it was us, and how that may cause logistical issues. I can tell you that we just want the truth. Yes, no, are you working on it? It's fine, but give us something." And then tagged to Coinbase, Uphold, and Kraken. Because it's not clear, and they are aware of Songbird, of course they are, it's not clear if they're going to be distributing the Songbird tokens, but why not? It's not like they even have to offer trading of it. If they don't have to go as far as Bitrue, but to not offer it? And so I don't think it's time to, light torches and bring your pitchforks, and it's not time to sit outside their offices or something with that. No. That's not where we're at right now. But I think they're going to have to answer much sooner than later, or they are really going to have some unhappy people. And the XRP community is absolutely massive. So it would be in their best interest to at least let the public know where they stand, even if they're not given a firm yes. Let them know what's going on, if there are technological hurdles, this or that. That would be appreciated. But again, like I said, I'm optimistic. And for everybody else that just self-custodied, you don't have to worry about that. If you use like a Ledger hardware wallet or whatever, you're good. You've already got access to your Songbird tokens. So again, for me, I'm just going to kind of sit tight here. It's through that testing phase. They didn't have to restart the blockchain. It went off without a hitch as far as I'm aware anyway. And that's all good news in Moon Lambo's book. So I'll go ahead and wrap up there. I am not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the Moon Lambo.